Have you ever thought to yourself, if you had the right idea, just the perfect idea, that you had the talent, the drive, the ambition, the work ethic to make that idea come to fruition, make it happen, and enjoy all the success and therefore all the happiness that you want? Maybe this is business, maybe this is in life, that the key to your success is finding that right idea, that perfect idea, and then you would take it from there. Maybe if you had just the right information, some secret set of strategies, that's all you needed to use all of your work ethic, your determination, all your talents and skills. You just needed the right information or that perfect set of strategies. And when times aren't going well or you can't figure it out, you may look at that idea that you started. Maybe it's a business idea, an internet idea, a marketing idea, email strategy, whatever it might be, or the information that you have. You think, well, maybe this information, it doesn't quite work for me. How about that? You don't say the information is bad, it's not working for you. And then what you do, you move on looking for the next idea or the next set of strategies. If you can identify with what I'm saying and you felt that way before, I want you to tell you that you're not alone. And that is definitely something that I felt many, many times throughout my journey. And I want to believe that I have a lot of talent. I want to believe that I have a level of determination that's up there, right, amongst the best. I have a strong work ethic. Looking back, what I realized is that maybe I only took it 95%, and it was that 5% difference, a change in perspective, that made all the difference in the world. And during this time together, I want to share with you a different way of looking at your situation, the way I looked at it differently, and it made all the difference in the world. How you can come to the belief that maybe you have everything that you need. You have the idea, you have the information, you have everything you need to succeed at the level that you want. You just need to make sure you execute. You follow through with the idea. You execute the information that you do have to the fullest. To the fullest. You actually follow through 100%, and that's all you need. You don't need the next idea. You don't need more information or a new set of strategies. And that's what I want to impress upon you during this time together. All right? Now, if you don't at least entertain what I'm saying, and more than just entertain it, you at least go through the process and you try it out. You execute what I'm saying, right, in real life, in your life. If you don't, you're going to continue going from idea to idea. And you might be seeing everything you stop one idea or using one set of strategies and you move on to the next idea or the next set of strategies, you might consider that as failure. And you're not sure if it's failure in trust in your ideas or the idea you were given or the information you were given. You're not sure if that's the problem or if you're the problem. All you know is it didn't work. You have one more reference of failure that you got to bounce back from. And that may not even be the case. It may not be the idea or the information set of strategies. And you shouldn't look at it as failure. And then I'll tell you, you're going to waste time. You're going to go through the same process over and over again, right, until you get it. And when you finally do get it, which I hope you can get closer from this time that we're spending together, right, you won't waste that time. And when you do get what I'm saying, or do your best to get it, let it marinate, give it its best shot before shutting it out, you entertain it and you execute it, the whole journey, the whole process, you'll move forward with a lot more confidence. When you move forward with confidence, the whole journey, the whole game seems a lot more enjoyable. The game seems winnable. You see it as a game when you have more confidence. When you say, I have what I need, I just need to find a way to draw everything out to the fullest, you're going to use all the talent and the resources and the work ethic, everything that you believe you have, You'll give yourself the best chance to use it. Now, you may not succeed or at the level you want, as quickly as you want. You're going to give yourself the best chance to make it happen, have that success that you want, by taking it that last 5%, by adopting the mindset that I want to impress upon you during this time together. And to help you gain perspective in your own life, I'm going to ask you 5 questions to get you to really think about this so we really drive this point home. So what made me think about this is that, I always saw myself as a talented guy, willing to take risks, willing to work hard. I didn't see myself as sitting on the sidelines. And I would get really excited about ideas. I would get really excited about information. I would even do whatever it took to find creative ways to put myself in the company of great mentors who were really willing to help me succeed. And what I realized, it would only go so far, right? It didn't take me over the top to the success that I wanted. Maybe I did sometimes better than most, but not to the level of success that I wanted. And I would come to the conclusion that, well, this isn't the right situation for me. Maybe it's great information, maybe the mentor's great, the information's great, the idea was even good. I guess I could do that. Maybe it's not the perfect fit. And so I'd move on to the next one and the next one. Until I started realizing as time went by and my desire to actually really succeed, it got more and more intense. And then I started humbling myself. And I started asking myself the questions and gaining the perspective from the questions that I'm going to ask you, so hopefully you can gain this perspective too. And I looked back, and I realized that all my ideas were great. If I really had the hunger and I had the desire, I loved it. I could see it in my master plan. If I saw it as part of my identity and everything worked together like it was going to get me to my sweet spot, there was many of those ideas, if not all of them. I definitely could have gone farther with them and achieved a higher level of success. And many times I did achieve a certain level of success, just not over the top. But it wasn't, again, the idea, it wasn't the business plan, and it wasn't the information. It was me. It was me. I look back at so many ideas. I can even go back to them now. And with the mindset I have right now, if I gave it enough time, if I dedicated myself like I'm dedicating myself to you and what I'm doing right now, if I did whatever it took, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, schedule my time and energy, be critical if I'm using not just my time effectively, that I'm using my energy effectively. I mean, really pushing myself the way that I am right now giving to you. If I did the same thing for those other ideas, I could have had success in those, or certainly a lot higher level of success. And when you get a higher level of success, what do you have? More confidence, more references of success, so tackling the next thing becomes easier. I could have shaved off so much time in angst and confusion if I realized that the power to take it over the top, to take that extra 5% was within me. I had the ideas that I needed to succeed. I had the information that I needed to succeed already. I had a good enough set of strategies. I had a qualified mentor that could have gotten me to where I wanted to go, because I could have, you put all that, I overestimated my desire, my work ethic, my discipline. I thought I was giving it enough into the idea or the strategy, and it wasn't true. It just wasn't true. If I were to have done that, and maybe I didn't get the exact results, I certainly could have made the adjustments along the way. The power was within me, and now as I look at everything in the future, everything I'm accomplishing, I know there's a higher level. Now, to get to the higher level, to make it work, is dependent on me. It's executing. It's executing long enough, and it's executing in a humble state that you're willing to look at your idea, look at the strategies, And ask yourself, am I really following through? Am I using some of the old me, the way I used to think, and trying to apply it to this new strategy to become a person and to achieve a level of success that I've never tasted, touched, felt, experienced before? And I'm trying to predict how that guy would do it, how that person would do it. So a little bit of the old me, I would want to hang on to it, and then guess what the guy who really achieved that success, the person who achieved that success, how he would do it, instead of just following and executing the strategy, dotting every I, crossing every T like I should. Was I willing to do all that? And I realized I wasn't. I didn't have that humility to execute. It all comes down to execution. Execution is far, far, far more important than any idea or any set of strategies. Because you can make an average idea a great idea with enough execution. You can make okay strategies and information into amazing, totally effective information and strategies if you execute, because you can make adjustments along the way. If you stop, you don't get that feedback to make those adjustments. The power is within you to make your plans work if you execute. And that's what I've realized. And it's so much more empowering to have this perspective because I really feel success is in my hand as long as I execute. So here are 5 questions that I'm going to ask you to give you the clarity and that perspective and objectivity as you attack your goals. So the first question I want you to ask yourself is, think of a time when you got yourself to believe in the idea or to execute the information that was given you. And you got yourself to believe it would work. And you went forward on the process. And you got going, and it was 10 times more confusing, more challenging than you ever thought. Right? But you're so far in the process that you just kept on going. And when you finally did succeed, you said, wow, if I would have known that this journey would have been so challenging, I never would have started it, right? I know we've all been, now we may not have achieved the level of success that we want, but we all have references of that where people say we're amazing. How do you do it? And when you start breaking it down, you're thinking, man, if I was to start all over again, I don't know if I knew how challenging this was going to be, I would have never have put myself, I would have thrown myself in the battle, in the fire. And I would have never also have realized how much power and mental and emotional flexibility and determination. I would have never known that about myself if I didn't just boldly go into this situation. So think about a situation like that for you. Now I want you to think about all the ideas that you had in the past, all the sources of information. Maybe you invested in coaching, one-on-one coaching. Maybe you have invested in some digital product information, right? Some set of strategies that would take you to the next level. I want you to think about all those ideas and all that information that you invested in, that you took a gamble on, and you never followed through. And this isn't by this, what other people might think. You know you never got going on it. Now, I don't want to make this painful for you, but I just want you to look back on all the ideas or all the information that you yourself know you did not give it 100% effort. Because if we see ourselves as so hardworking and so determined and we do whatever it takes, and then the ideas never come to fruition or the information doesn't work, we're going to believe that it must be, failure might be out of our hands. We didn't have as much control over it because we're so hardworking. We do everything 100%. I want you to just be honest with yourself, and I want you to think back to all those ideas, all that information that you know you didn't even come close to giving 100% effort. Certainly not for a long enough period of time. So now I want to ask you this question. So you thought of one of those victories that you have, that certain thing that you actually succeeded at, that you got yourself to believe that it would all work out, that success was inevitable. And then as you got into it, it totally shocked you how challenging it was. And you kept on going and you achieved that success. And you said, wow, if I knew it was this hard, I would have never done it, right? Okay, so you have that situation. And then, pick out one of the ideas that you didn't give 100% effort into. Let's contrast the two. Is there really that much of a difference? The pure idea or the pure information that you have? Obviously, your level of determination and desire and what you feel was best suited for you, all those intangible factors, but that's a mindset. That's just what you feel, right? I'm wondering, at its core, was the idea any better? At its core, was the information any better? Or were you different? All right, just the contrast, just to drive this point home, I want you to ask yourself that question. Compare what you just, through sheer might and determination, you made it work, and you don't know if you would have ever done it, if you knew how hard it was going to be, and one of those ideas that were good, they're good, the information was good, you just didn't give it your all, right? Compare the two. Is there really that much of a difference? The fourth question I want you to ask yourself to gain perspective and objectivity, to drive this point home that you have what it takes already. You have the idea, you have the information. All you need now is to just give it your all and execute for a longer period of time. I want you to answer this question. Has there ever been a time where you had an idea, you had a plan, you had information, and you didn't give it a good shot, and you stopped executing, you didn't believe in it anymore, and you set it aside? And then you came back to it. You had a different level of perspective. It's the same information that you gave up on before, and now, with a new perspective, a new energy, now you're doing whatever it takes, and now all of a sudden you're succeeding at it. Do you have any references like that in your life? I certainly do. After my competitive bodybuilding career, I went right out into the world of public speaking and personal development. I went on the road. I invested a lot of time, energy, and effort. I didn't give it 100%. I don't even know if I gave it 95%. I started seeing the challenges, and then that made me go back to what I knew to an extent, and that was the whole bodybuilding world with my supplement company. Well, now I had, so as a bodybuilder, I went out into the personal development speaking world, and then I had a supplement company. Now I had a different level of perspective. So when I revisited the personal development speaker, motivational world, I had a whole new appreciation, a whole new level of dedication, and I learned how to bring in my past experiences in the bodybuilding and fitness world. It was that set of strategies. Now I look back, I could have been so successful if I would have had that perspective, that appreciation for personal development speaking, so I stuck it out long enough. Do you have situations like that to drive this point home? I want you to think about it. It was something that you had an idea, you had a set of strategies, information, you tried it for a while and you stopped, time went by and you revisited it, and because you had a whole different perspective, you had a whole new level of determination, you made it work the second time around. And so question number 5 I want you to ask yourself, and this is really an important one, because now forget about the past and all the mistakes that you made, learn from our mistakes. This will help you move forward with this new paradigm shift, this new perspective on your situation. I want you to brainstorm 5 ideas that you are either dabbling with or you're thinking about doing. And with this new perspective, what if, with this new perspective, that you applied what you've done in the past in other situations, that with the belief, the empowering belief, that you have what it takes with this idea, you have what it takes with this information to make it work. You are the key component. Your mindset, your attitude, those mental factors, that's what's going to make the difference. I want you to brainstorm all those ideas. And hopefully what that's going to do, it's going to give you a new level of confidence and strength, and you have more options and opportunities in front of you. Now that you know what the missing component might have been, it's been so powerful for me making that shift. Every single day as I work towards my goal, I look at me. I put the pressure on me to use all my talents and resources to the fullest. That self-imposed pressure, that's what gets us to become our very best. And it's a mindset shift, and it seems like a tiny shift, but it's huge for everything you do now and everything you're going to do moving forward. Life and the possibilities of that success and happiness that you want, it's going to open up to you. You're going to really start feeling that it's there as long as you do your part. Right? I want you to send me an email at skip@fitnesscenteredlifecoach.com. And I want you to send me 2 emails. One is I want you to send me the email saying, wow, initially this hits me. Skip, what you're saying is so powerful. Those questions, those 5 questions that you had me ask myself, man, my mind was spinning. I started looking back and seeing things totally differently. And now I'm looking in the future, I'm looking towards my future with a lot more optimism. So initially, on a scale from 1 to 10, that hit me as an 8, a 9, or a 10, right? So I want your initial reactions, and then I want you to think about this a week later and tell me, how did it affect your day-to-day actions? Did you make it through the whole paragraph or the whole video? Did you literally dot more I's and cross every T's? Did you follow through a lot longer? Do you live up to the promises that you made to yourself in small ways? Your daily actions, your hour-to-hour, if not minute-to-minute actions change just because of this shift in the way you're looking at your ideas and the way you're looking at the information that you already have. I want you to send me that email, and I just hope that you can just get a fraction of the impact that it's made on my mindset every single day as I work towards my goal and the possibilities that I have for myself, my family, and the impact I want to make on the world.